My name is Lara Craft. I was 12 years old when my mom took me on a world tour. She said it would be fun. She said it would be safe. She said we would make happy memories. But from the very first day, I felt something was wrong. Mom packed very fast, too fast. She kept checking her phone. She looked worried even when she smiled. "Why are we leaving for so long?" I asked. She hugged me and said, "Because life is short, Lara." I believed her. We went to France first. Paris was beautiful. Lights, music, big buildings, but my mom didn't enjoy it. She held my hand very tight. She kept looking behind us, like someone was following us. That night when we came back to our hotel, the door was not locked. Mom stopped walking. "Stay behind me," she whispered. My heart started beating fast. Inside the room, everything looked normal, except one thing. On the table was my small fox toy. I always kept it inside my bag. I never took it out. Someone else did. Mom's face turned white. Under the toy was a small paper. Mom read it and froze. I tried to look, but she quickly hid it. "Mom, what does it say?" I asked. She smiled, but her smile looked fake. "Nothing," she said, "just a joke." But that night she didn't sleep. She walked back and forth. She talked quietly on the phone. I heard her say, "She doesn't know, please just give me time." I felt scared. The next morning we left France very fast. No photos, no sightseeing. At the airport a man came close to us. He wore a nice suit. He smiled, but his eyes were cold. "Miss Craft," he said. Mom pulled me closer. "I don't know you," she said. The man smiled again. "You do," he said. "You just don't want your daughter to know." My stomach hurt. On the airplane, Mom looked out the window and didn't talk. I wanted to ask questions, but I was afraid of the answers. Our next stop was Japan. The city was busy and bright. For a few hours, Mom looked calm. Then we came back to our apartment. There was a small box outside the door. On the box was my name, Lara Craft. My hands started shaking. "Why is my name there?" I asked. Mom didn't answer. She took the box inside and locked the door. Her phone rang. A strange voice said, "Open it." Mom whispered, "No." "Open it," the voice said again. Slowly, Mom opened the box. Inside was a photo of me standing outside my school. Taken before the trip, I felt dizzy. Someone was watching me. Under the photo was a silver bracelet. I knew it. It belonged to my father, the father my mom said had left us. I looked at her. "Mom, who is my father?" She started crying. That's when I understood the truth. This trip was not a vacation. It was a run, and the danger was following us everywhere. If you want, say part 2 simple version. Next part will explain who is chasing them, what the father's secret is, why Lara is important. That night I could not sleep. The picture of me outside my school stayed in my head. Someone had watched me. Someone knew my name. Someone knew my father. I lay in bed holding my blanket very tight. Mom sat on the floor near the door. She did not sleep either. "Mom," I whispered, "are we in danger?" She looked at me for a long time, then she nodded. "Yes," she said softly, "but I will protect you." "From who?" I asked. She shook her head. "Not yet." I felt angry. I was not a baby anymore. "You always say not yet," I said. "This is about me too." Mom closed her eyes. When she opened them, they were wet. "You are right," she said. "I should have told you sooner." She took the silver bracelet from the table and placed it in my hand. "This belonged to your father," she said. "My real father?" I asked. "Yes." "But you said he left us," I said. "You said he didn't care." Mom looked away. "That was not true," she said. "I said that to keep you safe." My heart beat faster. "Then where is he?" I asked. Mom's voice became very quiet. "He is gone," she said. "And people think it was my fault." The room felt cold. "What do you mean gone?" I asked. Mom swallowed. "Your father was a good man," she said. "He worked with important people, dangerous people. One day he found something he should not have found." I listened carefully. "He wanted to tell the truth," she continued, "but telling the truth can make powerful people angry." I hugged my knees. "They gave him a choice," Mom said. "Stay quiet or disappear." "Did he disappear?" I asked. Mom nodded slowly. "And they think you took something," I said, remembering the note from Paris. Mom's face went pale. "Yes," she whispered. "What?" I asked. She hesitated, then said, "Proof." "Proof of what?" "Proof that they lied," she said. "Proof that could destroy them." My hands started shaking. "Do you have it?" I asked. Mom nodded again. "Then why are we running?" I asked. "Why not give it to the police?" Mom laughed sadly. Because those people own the police, she said. They own judges, they own stories. I felt very small. So we went on this trip to hide, I asked. Yes, she said. To keep you safe? But they found us, I whispered. Yes, she said again. The next morning, Mom packed our bags before the sun came up. We are leaving Japan today, she said. Where are we going now? I asked. She looked at a map for a long time. Somewhere they won't expect, she said. At the airport, I noticed something strange. Every time Mom stopped walking, the same man stopped too. He wore a cap and glasses. He pretended to look at his phone. But I saw him. Mom, I whispered, that man is watching us. Mom did not turn around. I know, she said calmly, my stomach hurt. On the plane, I tried to stay awake, but I fell asleep. I dreamed of my father. He was standing far away, calling my name. Every time I ran toward him, he disappeared. When I woke up, my mom was crying silently. Mom, I said. She wiped her face quickly. I'm sorry, she said. I never wanted you to be part of this. Am I part of it? I asked. She looked at me and nodded. Yes, she said, because you are the reason they are afraid. I did not understand. How can they be afraid of me? I asked. I'm just a kid. Mom held my face gently. You are not just a kid, she said. You are your father's daughter. We landed in a new country, a quiet place. Small streets, old buildings. For the first 2 days, nothing happened. No notes, no messages, no strange people. I started to believe we were safe. Then, on the third night, the lights went out. The whole building became dark. Mom jumped up. Lara, she whispered, get under the bed. I crawled under quickly. I heard footsteps outside our door, slow, careful. Someone knocked. Miss Craft, a man's voice said politely. We just want to talk. Mom did not answer. The handle moved. Locked, the man sighed. You are making this harder than it needs to be, he said. My heart was beating so loud I thought he could hear it. Then he said something that froze my blood. Your daughter deserves to know what you did. Mom shouted, leave us alone. The man laughed softly. You ran around the world, he said, but you forgot one thing. What? Mom asked. Children grow up, he said. And they ask questions? The footsteps walked away. I stayed under the bed until Mom told me to come out. She hugged me very tight. I promise, she said, I will tell you everything, even the bad parts, I asked. Yes, she said. Even if it hurts, I asked. Yes, I looked at the door, then back at her. Mom, I said, when I grow up, I won't run. She looked at me surprised. What will you do? She asked. I answered in a small but strong voice. I will make them pay. Mom held me tighter, and for the first time, she did not say no. The next morning felt different, not quiet, not loud, heavy. Mom kept her promise. She made tea and sat across from me at the small table. The sunlight came through the window, but it did not feel warm. Lara, she said, what I am going to tell you will hurt, but you must hear it. I nodded. I am ready, I said, even though my hands were shaking. Mom took a deep breath. Your father's name was Daniel Craft, she said. He was very smart. He worked with computers and numbers. He helped big companies keep their secrets safe. Did he help bad people? I asked. At first, he didn't know they were bad, Mom said. But later, he found out. She looked at the floor. He found proof that some powerful people were stealing money and hurting innocent families. They were using fake companies and lies. Like stealing? I asked. Yes, she said. And worse, my chest felt tight. He wanted to tell the world, Mom continued. He believed truth was more important than safety. I remembered her words from before. Truth can make powerful people angry. They told him to stop, she said. They told him to give them the proof. Did he? I asked. No, she said firmly. He hid it. Where? I asked. Mom looked at me. With me. My eyes widened. You have it, I whispered. Yes, she said. I have always had it. I stood up slowly. So this is all because of that proof? I asked. Because of something you're holding? Yes, she said. They want it back. Then why don't we destroy it? I asked. Mom shook her head. Because if it is destroyed, she said, then your father died for nothing. I didn't like that answer, but I understood it. Did they hurt him? I asked quietly. Mom closed her eyes. They made it look like an accident, she said. A fall, no one asked questions except me. My throat burned. And they think you stole the proof, I said. Yes, she answered. And that's why they're chasing us, I said. Yes, I sat back down slowly. I'm scared, I admitted. Mom reached for my hand. So am I, she said. That made me feel strange. Moms are supposed to be brave. Later that day, we went outside to buy food. Mom told me to stay close. At the store, I noticed a boy about my age staring at me. He smiled. I smiled back. Then he dropped something near my feet, a small folded paper. Before I could tell Mom, he ran away. My heart jumped. I picked it up and opened it. Inside were 4 words, "She is not safe." I felt dizzy. "Mom," I whispered. She read the note and became very still. "We have to leave," she said. "Now, yes." Now, back at the apartment, she packed fast. I watched her hands shake. "Mom," I said, "they said I am not safe." She stopped. "That is why we must stop running," she said quietly. I stared at her. "What?" She knelt in front of me. "Lara," she said, "they don't want the proof anymore." "Then what do they want?" I asked. She hesitated. "They want leverage," she said. "They want you." My blood turned cold. "Me," I whispered. "They think if they scare you," she said, "I will give them everything." I felt angry. "I didn't do anything," I said. "I know," she said, hugging me. That night something happened that changed me. We heard noise outside the door. Mom turned off the lights. "Hide," she whispered. I hid behind the couch. The door handle moved, then a voice spoke. "Lara," the voice said gently, my name. My whole body froze. Mom shouted, "Don't listen." The voice continued. "We know you're brave," it said. "We know you want answers." I covered my ears. "We can tell you everything about your father," the voice said. Mom screamed, "Go away." The voice became cold. "Your mother is lying to you," it said. "She caused his death." That broke something inside me. "Is that true?" I cried. Mom shook her head wildly. "No, Lara, don't believe them." The footsteps walked away. The silence after was worse than the noise. I sat on the floor and cried. When I stopped, I felt different, calmer, harder. "Moms," I said, "I don't want to hide anymore." She looked at me shocked. "What do you mean?" "I want to know everything," I said. "I want to help." She shook her head. "You're a child." I stood up. "I am Daniel Craft's daughter," I said, "and they are afraid of me." Mom stared at me. In her eyes, I didn't see fear anymore. I saw pride and something else, hope. That night, she finally showed me the truth. She opened a hidden folder on her laptop. Names, dates, proof. I didn't understand everything, but I understood one thing. These people destroyed lives, and they thought a child would be easy to scare. They were wrong. Because that night, at 12 years old, I made a promise. I would stop being afraid. I would grow up. And one day, I would make them regret ever saying my name. If you want, say part 4 simple version, next part will show. Lara becoming stronger, a big betrayal, the first step of revenge. After that night, I was not the same child anymore. I still laughed sometimes. I still liked cartoons and sweets. But inside me, something had changed. I stopped feeling small. Mom noticed it too. She watched me quietly as I read the papers on her laptop. Names, places, numbers. I didn't understand all of it, but I understood enough to know one thing. These people were very powerful and very afraid. "Lara," Mom said softly, "I never wanted this life for you." I looked up at her. "I know," I said, "but they chose it for us." She closed the laptop and hugged me tightly. The next day, Mom made a decision. "We can't keep moving like this," she said. "Running makes us weak." "So what do we do?" I asked. "We disappear," she said, "but not the way they expect." That night, Mom changed our names. I became Lily, she became Anna. New clothes, new phones, no photos. We moved to a small town where nobody asked questions. The houses were old, the people were quiet. Life moved slowly there. For a while, it felt almost normal. I went to a small school. I made one friend, a girl named Rose. She liked drawing and didn't talk much. I liked that. Mom worked online and stayed careful. She never used her real name. She never talked to strangers for too long. But danger doesn't disappear just because you hide. It waits. One afternoon, I came home from school and found Mom sitting very still at the table. Her face was pale. "What's wrong?" I asked. She showed me her phone, a message. "We know you're pretending." My heart started beating fast. "They found us," I whispered. Mom nodded. "But how?" I asked. "We didn't tell anyone." Mom looked at me with sad eyes. "They didn't need you," she said. "They needed time." That night I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about my father, about how he tried to tell the truth, about how they stopped him. I didn't want to be like them. I wanted to be smarter. The next morning, something strange happened. A woman came to our door. She looked kind. She wore glasses and smiled a lot. "I'm from Child Services," she said. We received a report about a young girl traveling without proper documents. My stomach dropped. Mom stayed calm. That's not true, she said. My daughter lives with me. The woman smiled again. May I come in? She asked. Mom said no. The woman's smile disappeared. Then we will come back, she said, with questions. She walked away. I looked at Mom. That wasn't real child services, I said. Mom nodded slowly. They're testing us, she said. That night I made my first real decision. Mom, I said, they are using me to scare you. Yes, she said. Then let them, I said. She stared at me. What? If they think I'm weak, I said, they won't see what you're doing. Mom shook her head. I won't use you. I'm not a tool, I said. I'm bait. Her eyes filled with tears. No, she whispered. I'm not scared anymore, I said, and they don't know that. Silence filled the room. Finally, Mom nodded. Only small steps, she said. The next day I went back to school like normal. I laughed, I played. I acted like nothing was wrong, but I watched. At the park, I saw the same man twice in 1 week. At the store, a woman who never bought anything. They were not careful anymore. They thought they were winning. One evening, I accidentally dropped my bag near the park bench. Inside was a notebook, fake notes, fake drawings, a fake secret. I knew someone would take it. 2 days later, Mom's phone rang. Unknown number. Cute trick, a man's voice said. You're teaching her well. Mom didn't speak. We know you're tired, the voice continued. Give us the proof and we disappear. Mom answered calmly. No, the voice laughed. Then the child will suffer. I felt my chest tighten. I stepped forward and spoke loudly. I'm not afraid of you. Silence on the line. You should be, the voice replied. No, I said, you should be. The call ended. Mom stared at me. You shouldn't have said that, she whispered. I shook my head. They know now, I said. I'm not weak. That night, Mom opened the laptop again. We can't wait anymore, she said. We need help. From who? I asked. She looked at a name on the screen. Someone my father trusted, someone still alive, someone dangerous to them. We start the truth, she said. I smiled for the first time in days, because this was no longer just hiding. This was the beginning of revenge, and I was ready. The person my mom trusted was named Mr. Hale. My father trusted him before he died. He was smart, quiet, and careful. He knew how to hide information and how to protect people, or at least that's what we believed. Mom contacted him using an old, secret email, one that had not been used in years. We waited. Every hour felt heavy. Finally, a reply came. I'm still alive, I can help. But you must trust me? Mom closed her eyes and took a deep breath. This is our chance, she said. I didn't say anything, but something inside me felt strange. Not fear, not excitement. A small warning. Mr. Hale told us to meet him in a nearby city, a quiet cafe near the train station. Too public for them to hurt us, Mom said. I nodded, but I stayed alert. When we arrived, Mr. Hale was already there. He looked older than in the photos. His hair was gray, his smile was warm. Lara, he said kindly, you look just like your father. That made my chest hurt. Mom hugged him. I'm so glad you're here, she said. He sat down and ordered tea like nothing in the world was wrong. They are nervous, he said calmly. You've made mistakes they didn't expect. That's good, Mom said. Yes, he replied, but it's also dangerous. He leaned closer. You need to give me the proof, he said. I know where to put it, somewhere safe. Mom hesitated. I watched her face. Daniel trusted me, Mr. Hale continued. And Daniel was right. Something felt wrong. Where will you put it? I asked. He smiled at me. Somewhere no one will ever find it, he said. That didn't sound right. Forever? I asked. He paused. Yes, he said. My heart dropped. That night back at our place, I couldn't stop thinking. If the proof disappeared forever, then my father's truth would disappear too. That wasn't justice. That was silence. I waited until Mom went to sleep. Then I opened her laptop. I didn't know much, but I remembered what she taught me. Look at patterns, look at timing. I searched Mr. Hale's name. At first, nothing. Then I searched deeper, old companies, closed accounts, and then I found it. A payment. Years ago, from one of the powerful men chasing us, to Mr. Hale. My hands started shaking. He wasn't protecting us. He was protecting himself. The next day, Mom told me we would meet Mr. Hale again. To hand over the proof, she said. I swallowed hard. Mom, I said, what if he's lying? She looked surprised. Why would you think that? I showed her the screen, the payment, the date, the name. Mom's face broke. Oh no, she whispered. She sat down slowly. He sold us, she said. I felt angry but also calm. Then we don't give him the real proof, I said. Mom looked up at me. What? We give him something else, I said. Her eyes widened. A copy, she asked. No, I said. A trap. We worked together all night. Mom created a fake file, real names mixed with fake ones, enough truth to look real, enough lies to destroy trust. The next evening we met Mr. Hale again. He smiled. You brought it? He asked. Mom nodded and handed him the drive. He held it like treasure. You did the right thing, he said. I looked him straight in the eyes. You promised to keep us safe, I said. He smiled at me. I will, he said. But his eyes were already somewhere else. 2 hours later, Mom's phone rang, unknown number. You should have trusted him, the voice said. Now the child pays. Mom's hands shook, but this time she didn't cry. She smiled. That file was fake, she said calmly. Silence. What? The voice snapped. You just exposed your inside man, Mom continued. And we recorded everything. The call ended. That night, news spread quietly. Mr. Hale disappeared, not dead. Not arrested, just gone, and something else happened. The powerful people stopped calling, stopped following, stopped watching, because they didn't know what was real anymore. They were scared. Mom hugged me tightly. You saved us, she whispered. I shook my head. No, I said, we scared them. And for the first time, I understood something important. Revenge is not about hurting, it's about taking control. But the story wasn't over yet. Because when people lose control, they do something very dangerous. And in part 6, the final part, everything will end. The truth will come out. A final choice will be made, and Lara Craft will never be the same again. After Mr. Hale disappeared, the world became quiet. Too quiet, no calls, no messages, no strange faces. Mom said that was good. I knew better. People who lose power do not forgive. They wait. 1 week passed, then 2. We started living like normal people again. I went to school. I played with Rose. I laughed. But every night I checked the doors. I checked the windows. I listened. One evening, Mom came home late. Her face was pale. They found another way, she said. My stomach dropped. How? I asked. They are going to the police, she said. Not to confess, to lie. She explained slowly so I could understand. The powerful people told the police that my mother stole information, that she was dangerous, and that I was being raised by someone who could hurt me. They want to take you away from me, Mom whispered. My chest felt tight. They can't, I said. I didn't do anything. They don't care, Mom said. They only care about winning. That night I cried for the first time in a long while, not because I was scared, because I was tired. The next morning a letter came. It said Child Services would visit us in 3 days. Mom sat very still after reading it. If they take you, she said, voice breaking, they will use you to get the proof. I wiped my face. Then we don't let them, I said. Mom looked at me. How? She asked. I took a deep breath. We stop hiding, I said. Her eyes widened. We tell the truth, I continued, all of it. Mom shook her head. They will destroy us. No, I said softly. They can only destroy lies. That night we made a choice, the hardest one. Mom opened her laptop and prepared everything, not for one person, not for one office, for everyone. She sent the proof to many journalists. Many countries, many places. She added her own story, my father's story, and one last thing, a message. If anything happens to my daughter, this truth will live forever. When the story came out, the world shook, not fast, but deep. People asked questions, more people answered. Names appeared again and again. The powerful men tried to deny it. But this time it didn't work. Too many voices, too much proof. 2 days later, Child Services came. I was scared. But I stood tall. They asked me questions. Are you safe? Do you trust your mother? I answered clearly. Yes. Yes, always yes. They left without taking me. That night Mom cried, not from fear, from relief. Weeks passed. Some people were arrested, some ran away, some lost everything. My father's name was cleared. They called him brave. They called him honest. I visited his grave with Mom. I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner, Mom whispered. I held her hand. You kept me alive, I said. That matters. We moved again, but this time not to hide, to live. I went back to school under my real name, Lara Craft. Some kids knew the story, some didn't. I didn't mind. One day Rose asked me, are you scared now? I thought about it. No, I said, I know who I am. Years later I will grow up, I will remember everything. The fear, the running, the lies, but I will also remember this, the truth is slow. but it never forgets. And revenge doesn't always mean hurting someone. Sometimes revenge means surviving, speaking, and making sure evil never feels safe again. That is my story. My name is Lara Craft, and they tried to silence us. They failed.